Hello, my name is Mooncat and welcome to my video on the Mountain Reserve, where I will be going over the building itself. I will show you how you get paws for it, and then perhaps most importantly, I will be sharing a new spreadsheet that I've made. Don't worry, it's not as big as the St. Patrick's one, but where you will be able to estimate how much it'll cost you to get one or two or more mountain reserves. And as the title suggests, it might be possible to get 2 mountain reserves fully leveled for free. But I'll get back into that in a little bit. Before I do that, I'll quickly go over the mountain reserve because it is a really good building. Now the mountain reserve has 3 variations at level 7. It is 4x6, sorry. And 3 variations are here: the Bear, Moose, and Eagle Mountain. The Bear Mountain gives attack and defense for your city defense, in addition to quite a lot of forge points and goods. Then we have the Moose Mountain, which gives even more forge points and goods and some supply boosts. But then the main one, the Eagle Mountain, gives you attack and defense for your attacking army. And the values here are really good if we have a look at the Wikipedia page. For the Eagle Mountain, it'll give in Space Age Venus, in the highest age, it'll give 30% defense, 26% attack, for a total of 56 combined attack for a 4x6 building, so 24 tiles. If we include roads, that is above 2 attack per tile in total in the highest ages. That is on par with the House of the Wolf from the Halloween event, which is one of the best attack buildings in the game. So another really good attack building, and because it is so big and because you get higher values than you got from the House of Wolf, for example, about twice as much actually. Because of that, and because it only has 7 levels, it'll be quite cheap to get a lot of attack really quickly. So a really good event for either catching up on newer worlds, or if you have a few diamonds, you want to spend a really good event for that. So how do you get the mountain reserve? You get it through the grand prizes as usual, and to get grand prizes you need to collect paws, which you do in the minigame. Now I do have a separate video on the minigame, so I will not get into it here, so check that out if you are not familiar with the minigame. It'll go over how to play from the basics to some strategy examples of how to get quite a lot of paws, and how I personally am able to get around 4 paws or above 4 paws per game. Now in that video I mentioned that there are 2 ways to spend coins. You can buy boosters, which help you in-game, and you can buy additional moves, which also help you getting more paws. So my recommendation is that if you play for free, that you spend all your, pretty much all your free coins on additional moves after games. I will get into it a little bit later, but roughly speaking, you will have enough coins to buy additional moves roughly every 3rd to 4th game. So you will only be buying additional moves in good situations, where by buying those additional moves you are able to get a couple of additional paws. But if you're not familiar, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go check out my other video on that. Now, if you are going to spend diamonds, then it might be worth buying some boosters. Personally, my experience with boosters is that there aren't too many situations where a booster will do very well where additional moves wouldn't have done that as well. So, but still, if you plan to spend a lot of diamonds, then I think it will be worth it to buy one of the big booster packs and then using those tools every now and then in situations where you require it. But if you're going for multiple mountain reserves, sorry, I recommend that you spend most of your diamonds on additional moves, tickets to get additional. Sorry, I recommend you spend most of your diamonds on additional tickets, so that you can play additional games, and that you, in addition to that, buy some coins in order to get enough coins to buy additional moves roughly every three to 4 games, as I mentioned. So whenever you have a situation where if you buy 10 moves, you will get perhaps 2 more additional paws, you should buy enough coins so that you will always have that as an option when those situations occur. So that's a little bit about how to get the Mountain Reserve and where to spend your diamonds. But to dig deeper into this and to allow you to calculate how much it'll cost you, roughly speaking, to get the Mountain Reserve at least fully leveled once, but also multiple Mountain Reserves, let me show you this spreadsheet I have made. Now here you have a couple of input areas. All of these green ones are inputs. So let me first start over here. So first of all, do you have the surprise box or not? Quite simple. And if you want to play around with this spreadsheet, you have to make a copy of it because you can't edit the one I've linked below. So make a copy of it and then you can use it. So, surprise box. Then you have to enter in roughly how many tickets you will get from incidents. On beta, so far with around 3 days left, I have received 18 tickets. So I think 15 is conservative, but I've just used 15 here. You will get 95 tickets for free. Now, previously in the event, you actually got more tickets, but they nerfed the number of tickets you get. So yeah, now you get 95 tickets for free. If we assume 15 tickets from incidents, that is a total of 110 tickets. Now, when it comes to coins, you will get just about 2,000 for free. This is from the quests and daily logins. If we also include incidents and probably the email offer, I think probably something like 2,300 is a good estimate. When I've picked up incidents in-game, they have been really low values, so 3 coins, 5 coins, I believe 10 coins is the highest I have gotten, so you will not get a lot, but you will get some. So, then we have probably the main input area here, and sadly the way the event works, I would say luckily the way the event works is that skill has a really big part to play, and because of that it's really hard to give an estimate that is valid for everyone. So in order to calculate how much Mountain Reserve will cost, here you need to enter in your estimated values or expected values. So the first entry point here is how many paws you get on average for the first 25 moves of the game. Now, I can't tell you how many you will get, but I can share how many I have gotten from a sample size of 84 games, so that is quite a lot. I have gotten 3.63 paws after 25 moves on average, which I think is quite a decent number. I have all of these games recorded, and in the upcoming days, probably by the time you watch this video, all of those games will be uploaded in a time lapse. So if that is up, I'll link it in the description. If not, check back later. And there you will see how I play. So if you want to see how I get these numbers, you can see those videos. But yeah. And the next one here is how many paws on average you get for each 10 additional moves you buy. Now, if you don't know this number, or if you want to include this number here, that is perfectly fine. Let's say that if you want to include these, for me personally, if I include these numbers here, I believe it's 4.28 paws per game, I think it is. Yeah, I'll leave it here. Now, from my data, I got 2.72 paws per additional 10 moves, which might sound really crazy. How on earth do you get this many paws for 10 moves when you get this number for 25 moves? That's, as I mentioned earlier, you can't buy 10 additional moves after every game. It's closer to every 3 or 4 games. And in fact, for me, I have only bought 10 additional moves every 17 games. So every 4.17 games, I buy 10 additional moves, and when I do that, I get 2.72 paws per 10 moves. So that means that I only buy 10 moves in good games where I know that buying those moves will give me additional paws. So that is something that you have to keep in mind. The more often you use your additional tickets, the less you will get, because the situations where you do spend those additional moves will be worse on average. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, and then the final input area here is for boosters. Now you will get some free boosters at the start. You will get 8 in total. So here you can input how many additional paws you estimate that you will get by using those boosters. I don't really know what the answer is, but I expect something like 2 paws per booster. So let's say 16. And then if you want to buy booster packs, here you can also input how many paws you expect to get from the booster packs. Now I haven't done too much experimenting with the boosters, but from personal experience, I'm not too big of a fan of them. They are good in theory, but in reality, when I play, I don't often get situations where boosters will help me much more than additional moves will. So, but yeah, you get 30 boosters in the big booster pack. So I don't know. I think something like 50 might be a good estimate, but I'm not sure. And then let's say you buy 1 booster pack, you will get 50 additional paws. That's included there. So here you have the estimated number of paws you get with these numbers and these numbers, this number of tickets. And here you have the number of coins you need in order to do that, in order to buy moves this often and to buy this pack. And for that I need close to 3,000 coins, which means I will have to buy some additional coins with diamonds. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but here, based on how many coins you have, you can also see how often you can buy additional moves. This is assuming you don't spend any of the free coins on boosters. So I'll just make that 0. So I could, as I said, I'm only buying 10 moves every 4.17 games on average, at least from my data. But I could do it much more often. So if I now increase this, that would impact how things are. But using these numbers here, you can see that my estimated number of paws is 487, and in order to get 2 mountain reserves for free, I need 500 paws, assuming I have these surprise books. So in reality, I'm very close to getting enough paws for free to get the mountain reserve. And also I will have, if I buy tickets at this rate, I will have almost 600 additional coins I can spend. So let's increase this a little bit. So I can buy 10 additional moves every 3.14 games. So let's do that. 3.14, and now you see that I get 510 estimated paws, which is enough for 2 for free. However, as I said, if I buy moves more often, the number of paws I get per 10 additional moves will probably be lower. So I don't know, let's say 2.5 perhaps. Now we're just above 500. But here you can see that for using my numbers, for me, getting 2 mountain reserves for free is possible. I will get close to it. So I personally, I think I might be able to. At least if I get a few more tickets. I've gotten 18 so far, as I said. So for me, with the way I play and the number of paws I pick up on average, I do think that I will be able to get 2 mountain reserves for free. Now I do have enough diamonds to buy additional tickets and buy additional coins. So what I will probably do is that I will attempt to get 2 for free, and then if I need to, I will buy 10 additional tickets at the end of the event to get the missing paws that I need. So that is my plan. And also here you can see how much it'll cost for each additional mountain reserve. Roughly 16,500 diamonds. And that is a static cost for each of these. And here you can see, roughly speaking, how many additional tickets you need to buy and how many additional coins you need to buy to buy 10 additional moves at this rate. So this is here you can here you can input your values, and here you do need to input your values because let's say you only pick up 2 paws per game, perhaps. Oh, sorry, I always forget to turn that off. Sorry. Let's say you get 1 additional paw per 10 moves, and then let's say yeah, let's keep that there. So if that's your numbers, now you see that you get quite a bit less. You get 271 estimated paws, which is still plenty in regards to the level 1 building. But here you need a lot of diamonds for for 2 mountain reserves, 1 full mountain reserve. Sorry, these are all full levels, so 1 fully leveled, 2 fully leveled, and so on. So yeah, here you can see how easy it is to get this one. You only need 140 paws. You have 110 games, so you only need what is that, 1.3 or something. This is saying 0 here. Yeah, even lower, 1.2 perhaps. 1.1. Yeah, so you really don't need a lot of paws per game in order to get the 1 mountain reserve fully leveled. It should be very, very possible. So let's go back to my numbers. Now another thing to keep in mind is that, or another thing that might be of interest is on diamond worlds, for example, you might want a mountain reserve, but you don't want to spend a lot of effort. You will probably not be able to get a lot of wishing wells and so on. But let's say you want the mountain reserve, it is very possible to get 1 fully leveled by only doing a couple of quests, only doing 6 quests, because if you go back in game, you see that after 6 quests you get the mountain 1 reserve. So if you assume that you do 6 quests to get that, then you need 200 paws in order to get 1 fully leveled. If you don't have the surprise box, you need 260. And that should be possible to get without, by simply logging in each day and using the free tickets you generate. So without doing any quests, by simply logging in, playing for 10-15 minutes per day, you should be able to get a fully leveled one on a diamond world, for example, or a secondary world where you don't want to do the quests, but where you do want a mountain reserve. So it is very possible to get one without having to do any quests. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Hopefully this made sense. Hopefully all of these values and so on made sense. And yeah, I do hope this gives you something to play around with. Again, as I said a couple of times, here you do have to use your own numbers here. You do have to use your own estimates here. It will depend on how well you are able to play. But yeah, if you want to see more on how I play, I do have the guide, as I mentioned. In the upcoming days, I will also upload the full time-lapse, as I mentioned. But I have also recorded 3 and probably will record 1 or 2 more episodes where I simply play the minigame with some commentary explaining what I do. So very casual, and perhaps not the most entertaining, but where I simply play the minigame, explaining moves as I go. So if you want to watch those, they will also be uploaded in the upcoming days. But by the time of the event, if you're watching this video then, all of these videos will be live, so they will be in the description. So with that, I think I'll leave it there. Hopefully this was interesting. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will do my best to answer. But yeah, this is one final thing. How long do you have to spend per game? This of course is up to you, but for me, I'm probably spending around 3 to 5 minutes per game on average, so that does add up probably 20 to 30 minutes per world per day, or 15 to 25 minutes perhaps per day per world. So this can be quite time consuming, but it is a very nice toilet break game. When you go to the toilet, simply play one game on the mobile. It's very easy to play the game on mobile. So yeah, if you want to, you can do that as well. So yeah, with that, I think I'll leave it there. Hopefully this was interesting, and yeah, I will see you in the future.